But eventually we have to leave it to the free market. That's what works best. We have seen that in India, 50 years of socialism where we did nothing at all. And now we have had 18 years of a more free market economy, and that has worked quite well for us. New generations will not let the dead hand of history just hold them hostage to this kind of standoff for their lives. And I'm glad the new generation will move forward, and I'm sure that's why that new generation influences us, our thinking. That's why we change. And that's what is happening now. At the deep psychological level, that's what's happening. Let us leave a better, much better world and much better South Asia for our grandchildren. Thank you.
The Indian channels are available here on the cable networks, and we in Pakistan are seeing in India airbrushed by Bollywood with all the blemishes and spots. We can now watch Indian cinema in the multiplexes without subsidizing piracy. Sadly though, the absence of Pakistan's presence in Indian media has demonized us and reduced us into stereotypes. Our isolation is frightening. It breeds victimhood, it breeds xenophobia. It allows only the negative to penetrate the barriers that have been laid down against us. Apart from the prohibitive costs of entry, there are still restrictions in place on an official level for Pakistani channels to be watched in India. I will take this opportunity to put this across, that it is important for all of us to have a level playing field so that at least what is happening in Pakistan is available to the people in India.
As I speak, our problems, our tensions are still to be resolved. And I think we have now come to understand and appreciate that the surest way towards moving towards peace and tranquility, towards happiness and prosperity, is through interaction, is through dialogue, is through having these exchange of visits, having very important, interesting subjects discussed at these forums. And therefore, I feel this visit of yours is most welcome visit, and we feel we are very happy to interact with you, to discuss with you how can we carve out a future for this region, for our people on both sides, which did not have great opportunities in the past. We had tensions, we had problems, we had wars, we had destruction. And having said that, today both countries are armed to the teeth. India has nuclear technology, so has Pakistan. And God forbid, if we fight again through military terms, nothing will be left. Very few people will be alive to tell others what happened. So I think the lesson is that we have to talk to each other, we have to become friends, and we have to become good neighbors. That is the only option. There is no other option available. And in that, I think the best course is to expand our commerce and our trade and exchange with each other our strong points. India is very strong in steel. Pakistan is very strong in textile. India has other expertise. Pakistan has certain other strong points. This is how, through which we can alleviate poverty in this region. We can alleviate hunger in this region and deploy these resources for the well-being of the two countries. I think through an iron resolve of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Prime Minister Vajpayee, we could achieve Lahore Declaration, and then rest is history. So I think I will not take much of your time. I would say that here is an opportunity. Let us grab this opportunity. Otherwise, posterity will not forgive us. Thank you.
If they are able to make the SAARC a strong, unit in the subcontinent, and then later on taking the countries towards the like European Union, is it possible?
Turkey is the most shining example, I think, in the region to follow, whether their economic, empowerment, emancipation, and diplomatically solving problems with their neighbors. I think we should follow that model. Everything will be okay, absolutely.
There was a lot discussed here, both in terms conceptually, but also practically. And a lot of ideas have been generated which could establish a more profound interaction between India and Pakistan. And if we, as a nation, wish to live in harmony, wish to provide an atmosphere in which everybody can benefit, and I mean everybody. And the government has made known its intentions on this. The Prime Minister himself has supported the initiatives taken for increasing trade with India. It is through trade that we can build those type of relationships which hopefully will provide a sense of longevity, a sense of permanency.
अब आशा है, जैसा किसी ने कहा 7 साल पहले 5 साल पहले ऐसा होता, इमरान बोले ना, स्टेडियम टूट जाता, जला दिया जाता। आज ट्रैपिंग हो रही है, तो मूड बदला है बहुत कारणों से, और मेरे को मानना है कि आपकी आर्मी में का क्या व्यू है वो मैं तो कह नहीं सकता, तो वो इसलिए कम से कम इसलिए सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ की इकॉनमी ऐसी है, हमारी भी इकॉनमी ऐसी है कि खर्चे कम करने पड़ेंगे आर्मी के, डिफेंस के, और वो पैसे लगेंगे लोगों के लिए, इसलिए आर्मी भी अब सपोर्ट कर रही है।
बहुत डॉक्यूमेंटेशन हुआ है, बहुत बातचीत हुई है, बहुत गवर्नमेंट प्रोग्रेस हुआ है, और मैं समझता हूँ कि ये अब वी शुड सीज द मोमेंट, आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए।
Thank you, gentlemen. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, dividends, the second Aman Ki Asha India-Pakistan Economic Conference comes to a formal close. We have a long way to go. So inshallah ta'ala, hope we'll see you soon.